everyone, and welcome to Review Mirror Education. Today we're going to be talking about how to gamify the dreaded grammar lessons and even make assessments fun for your learners. Before we get started, you will need to have a comprehension article, maybe even a case study or a story that's grade appropriate, perhaps even connected to your unit or concept so that your learners can make better connections. They will also need a notebook or some recycled paper to create their very own bingo tickets. Let's get on to how to play the game. You will first introduce the topic. Let them know that you're playing a very exciting game of bingo. The students are going to go crazy, and you're going to have to curb the enthusiasm to let them know what the game of bingo is going to be about. For this presentation, I am going to be taking parts of speech as the underlying theme for this game of bingo. We're going to be looking at nouns, verbs, and adjectives. What you will do first is present the reading material to the students. Give them the article or the case study and ask them to read through it on their own independently. The students need to analyze the material in front of them, comprehend the material. You can even ask them some questions to see if they have understood what you've put before them. Once they are done reading the material, you'll ask them to go back and read it once again. This time, they're going to take note of the parts of speech within that case study or article or story that you're using. As they read, along with comprehending what they are reading, they are going to be noting down the nouns, verbs, and adjectives in their respective columns, just like this. This is going to act as their bingo ticket once they are done. This is an example of what their bingo ticket may look like in their notebook. The student has read all of these nouns, verbs, and adjectives in the article, and they've listed them in the columns. What do you do from here? Once the tickets are made, you're going to ask the students to recheck for the last time whether they've listed the parts of speech correctly, because the placement of the parts of speech is going to be very important. They only win the game of bingo if they've actually listed a noun correctly under the noun column. If they've accidentally listed a noun under verbs, even if they get a bingo ticket, they're not going to win the game. So ask them to double check their work. This always encourages students to self-correct. It builds a good habit within them to do that. Once they've rechecked their ticket and they're sure they want to start the actual game of bingo, you will now take the reading material as the facilitator and randomly call out nouns, verbs, and adjectives from the case study. Just skim and scan the article and throw some parts of speech out there. Surprise the students. Don't go in a sequence. Throw them out there. Make sure your children are paying attention. They're going to be looking at their bingo tickets to see if they've noted down that noun or verb or adjective. They may not have as well. They may have missed it, which is absolutely fine. That's why each child's bingo ticket is going to be different, and that's the beauty of this game. If they do have that part of speech, that word that you've just said, they can either highlight it, cut it out, or they can simply circle it or mark it. And they will keep doing this every time you call out a word. When they get 3 highlighted words in a row, that is to say 1 noun, 1 verb, and 1 adjective in a row, they say bingo. You recheck their ticket to see that they've got the words correctly in the right columns, and if it's correct, they win the game of bingo. Now you can play this multiple times. This is only one round of bingo. You can have the other students play many more rounds so that you have multiple winners and the students get more practice and they get to complete their bingo tickets. Now this is an example from when I had done this activity, and this was in the online mode. So I wanted to give this example to you in case you are teaching online. It doesn't matter, they don't have to make a physical ticket. This was done on Microsoft Teams. So the students were working in their class notebook. I had already pasted the comprehension article in their class notebook. They went through it, and the table was also ready for them. All they had to do is type in their inputs, and then of course they used the highlight option to highlight words whenever I call them out. And as you can see here, this child has got a correct bingo row there, because they've listed the nouns, adjectives, and verbs correctly, and so that child won that round of bingo. And of course, we played many more. The great part of this game of grammar bingo is that not only do the students understand the meaning of the text, they have to comprehend it, because of course you're going to have conversations with the students about the text before you actually start this game of bingo. You have to do a comprehension check to see that the students are on board with what they've read. After that, they will also analyze the parts of speech. They will be able to locate them correctly, hopefully, in the text, and list them in the correct columns. They're analyzing what goes where. They have to use their thinking skills to do that. Then they will also create their own bingo ticket, which absolutely encourages them to think for themselves and have a very unique bingo ticket. It also allows you to create a wonderful assessment that will be stress free for your students, and that is the wonderful part of this game of bingo. Do check in with me at www.reviewmirror.in for more educational blog posts, videos, and more. I hope to see you there soon. See you next time.